Have you ever thought about the eternity of life? What if we never actually die? What if we just... Today, you, my viewer, will grasp upon the tormented mind's creation, cause, well, I don't know what you should smoke to create a game like this. Today I will tell you about my experience in this game called Disillusion. It was released on August 30 in 2021. It has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam and it's, well, not quite popular. It has a funny psychedelic tag, and I love surrealism and psychedelic shit. So I decided to play it and maybe popularize it a bit. There's also a second part of this game, which is called Disillusion ST, which is actually a prequel to Disillusion. There's a lot more in ST version than in base one, so if you guys will like all those Disillusion videos, then I will make a video about ST version. Let's start. We start our journey in a happy, quiet town as a golem. We never see how our character looks or speaks, we just know our name, Golem. We take the knife from this little fella and then continue towards the tower. I don't really know what a tower is yet, but we have to climb it. To find some kind of tree on top. The tower has 30 floors, but in this video I'll cover only 11 and some additional ones. We arrive at the first floor of the tower. This floor is kind of an introduction into the game. I met a cat that gave me socks, learned that I need to talk with everyone, gained 15 potions and defeated my first enemy. Well, the combat in this game is absolutely basic RPG Maker combat though. It's objectively the worst part of the game. I defeated some enemies, met a little crow, we will find a lot of them later, and made my way through the gates towards the second floor. The second floor is much more peaceful, I would say. The music here is really good, like... I stumbled across a strange TV that asked me, "Is this a dream?" Well, I don't really know. I found this merchant entity that sold me some potions. This little guy taught me the zap ability. Thanks! Portals like this one appear almost on every level multiple times. They lead you to other locations, or, like this one, to those two guys that give you advice and tips. Today's tip was... Everything becomes music in the void. I kind of agree. And then... she appeared. Melpomene, or Mel for short. It's a muse from a Greek mythology, a muse of tragedy. There are 9 muses. Even Mel herself says that her sisters cannot know that she's in the tower. We don't know why, but let's not tell her sisters about Mel, alright? I kind of love her already. Mel will be our good companion through all our way. She will help us sometimes, give some comments, and etc. We fully explore the floor and go to the third one. From the fun things, we had a portal that teleported me into a school where I got humbled by the devs. Mel said that there are different ways to continue progressing the tower, and I went into the portal, which transferred me to another location where I without any hesitation went through the exit gate. Oh, and also, I confess that I'm not wearing anything under my pants and got dust ability. Like? So this kind of secret floor was in all those beige tones. There was a tree that told me about samsara, a Buddhism thing, the eternal cycle of lives and rebirth. Samsara is a Sanskrit word that means wandering as well as world. The cyclicity of all life, matter and existence is a fundamental belief of most Indian religions. You can, well, escape it by achieving nirvana, I guess y'all know this already. Tree got angry and I fucking tossed it. Then I met a strange woman and escaped the level. That's it. The next floor was quick and strange. I have grasped upon live VHS footage of driving, then wandered around the floor for a bit and went into the portal which brought me into fucking hell. First, Melpomene told me that you can upset shopkeepers. Fun fact. Then this. This fucking eyeball. He told me absolute bullshit about progressing through this floor, so I wandered around for a long fucking time. I hate, and absolutely hate, this little bitch. But I found the gates eventually. We had a small talk with Mel about her sisters and her job. She said to not tell anyone that I can see her, and well, I obediently agreed. Then I have talked my way out with the help of pork, bean and jelly. Our next floor had absolutely divine music, but sadly it was short. There was like nothing out there, except for new enemies and Mel as an interactable NPC. We had a little chat about not worrying that we can leave Mel behind because, well, we're kind of bound together here. I continued on my way forward. The next floor was even shorter. I met this guy who seemed to know Golem already, and went into the portal. We got ourselves fucking trapped in a prison of some sorts. Talked with Mel about her getting into the prison for like 700,000th time and she helped us escape. I told this prisoner about the sunlight and talked with a guy who got caught for quote, infiltrating the female fungal colonies. Good luck to him, I guess? Me and Mel successfully escaped the prison and got back into the floor. I thought that it had ended already. We learned 2 physical abilities which will probably help us sometime later. Well, I hope so at least. Wandered around the floor for some time and talked with Melpomene about the crows. In this world they're considered divine beings or something, so we shouldn't hurt them. So the next floor was quite eventful. I met this 18 years old being who said that she knows everything and asked me about some conspiracy theory. Then Mel asked me if I remembered something about the past. It seems we already knew each other and some inhabitants of the tower before. I guess Golem lost his memories at some point. Then there were 2 portals, one with TVs in it and the other one with an advice. Steal your neighbor's tea bags out of the trash and suck on them. Well, that's a useful one. The gates required a key for the first time in my life, so this little guy gave me some and I progressed further. On the next floor there were a lot of strange people. One of them told me about 7 sacraments, 7 virtues, 7 bound and 7 unbound. This guy was talking about the Catholic Church if any of you are interested. Mel reminded me to save the game and this girl already knew me too. Talked about someone named Gomi and vanished. This guy tried to make Tulpa, but it didn't work out. Our penultimate floor. This little cute clown, who seemed to also know me already, said that I put him here to honk and honk endlessly. This scary looking dude taught me, guess what? Scare ability. The gates required a key once again, so I went to look for it. I watched something on TV, got the key from this man, fully healed, and heard about Tulpa once again. Well, what's up with the obsession? Our last, 11th floor, was a boss fight with the stonehead named Ryan. Mel healed me and I absolutely demolished this guy. We woke up in the starting town again, went to the man who gave us a knife at the very start, asked around about the Noble Eightfold Path. It's a path to escape samsara, well, basically a path to nirvana, and now we were ready to continue our journey. But this'll be for the next time. The next, 12th floor, was the floor where I have died for the first time in my playthrough from this fucking fiery eye. I hate this entity model already. Too many bad memories with them. In my second attempt I absolutely destroyed the eye and met a skeleton who taught me divine breath ability. Then there was this little man, who was talking in some strange manner and he seemed to know me already. He said that he hates me and that I got him killed. Well, I don't remember anything about this, so I guess he's lying, right? I wandered around the level for a bit. Then Mel appeared and asked me if I was interested in cryptids and said that there can be some of them. Though I, personally, enjoy the idea of cryptids, especially atmospheric animals. They're gorgeous. Then I found this entity who asked me about the reason why people fall. I answered blindness, but it seems I was wrong. Then I stumbled across a TV that showed me an ancient Chinese artwork. I went through the portal and appeared in a Japanese village with sakura trees. That's an interesting transmission, I would say. The village itself was kind of empty. There was a wash and barrel, an antenna probably, I don't know, some houses, sakura trees. Oh, also a Buddha statue that was busy for whatever reason. I spoke with Mel and she said that this town reminds her of the Bright Moon Cottage she used to visit often. Then I went into yet another portal that teleported me to a skeleton party of some sorts. There also was a man looking for his menthol cigarette. He said he'll pay if I find it somewhere in the village, so I quickly returned to the village, grabbed a stick and gave him for a huge pack of 200 dust. Then I went back through all the portals and finished the floor. I'd say that was a long one. The next floor seemed small and empty at the first glance. There was only this little guy who asked me to mock the fly guy. Mel said that we don't have to do this, so I just randomly tried to walk into the wall and got called a cheater by Mel. Then there was this blue girl. We met with her already. She said she didn't like the way things were going and asked me why I brought them all there. Again, something from Golem's past. Another guy told me that there's something bad on another floor. I got scared a bit. There also was a portal with an advice. Be kind to Mel. She's your ally. Well, I was kind this whole time, I think. Went through the gates onto the next floor. I have not felt the next scary floor. I just went left and found an exit, XD. The next floor was full of fighting. I found a TV with a very cool video on it. Also, I have bonded with Melpomene a bit. Her hair used to be much shorter and she said that the plant-like markings on Muse's bodies become more visible when they use their powers. Pretty interesting. Also, I learned bubble skill and bought truck nuts. Oh, and cough syrup cat addict, yeah.
This is a certified hood classic. AV with that drip, ho.
On the next floor, I met this wall-like body again. I fought for a long time with him and decided that you cannot physically kill him, so I just escaped for the first time in our playthrough. This little guy who hated me returned, but now he has something to say. He fucking summoned a full-on enemy on my ass, so I had to kill him. Then I found a bottle of liqueur from the TV, a very strong heal item. This man is a star of today's show. I thought that he was saying absolute bullshit, and Mel agreed with me with a very catchy phrase. Melpomene translated his freaky language, and it appears that he's Prince Umaso, and that he had traveled across many stars, and he said to tell some asteroid to meet Umaso. This event felt like a fever dream. Then I scored 2 out of 2 at the riddles from this floaty dude. I just peacefully walked around the floor and no-clipped into the fucking floor. A lot of no-clipping and wall passing today, huh? There was a businessman named Calf. I asked him to teach me some business, so he started to teach me through the fight. I won him and he allowed me to look at some of his exclusive hot stuff. But everything was too expensive. Mel said that Calf looks a bit shady and I fucking agree with it. This little guy starts to piss the fuck off of me. Another green being said that the golem made everything worse for everyone by leading them onto the wrong path. I'm starting to question what happened before the events of the game and why everyone is hating Golem. Quite an interesting portal there. Right before an exit, Melpomene asked me, "Do I have any guilt?" I answered that I'm trying my best to be a good person. Mel said that she's trying to, but it's kinda hard for her. After all, she's a muse of tragedy, and her job is to add tragic parts into this life. When the little chat with Mel ended, I went through the gates. The next floor was fast, unlike the previous one. There was this little bitch, but now he was friendly. This entity is called Hop. He told me about the effect of the alcohol and drugs on you and that they are the real demons. You shouldn't use either of them, really, trust me. There was a strange movie on TV as always, and that's basically it. Man, so what's up with this one? Oh my lord, what the fuck is this? Holy shit! On this floor we had a talk with Mel about the tower's inhabitants and the freaky sugar cube. Then this little green gremlin told me why everyone's so insane. It's because they cannot handle being in the tower for a long time, and their egos and memories become disjointed. The Golem and Mel are immune, however, I guess. Green Dude said that this may be because we're about to be reborn soon. There was this needy entity which wanted to be touched by women. Ew. I beat the shit out of it. A TV with an interesting video, of course, and an advice. Spend some time eating some cake and stare blankly at the blanket of grey clouds that takes the place of sunshine. That was very strange advice, I would say. Through another portal I got into the same classroom where I was in part 1, but now there was a teacher cat, and the devs still humbled my ass. Ashamed of myself, I left the floor. I instantly learned sacrifice ability on the next floor. Toasted the tree. Then Mel tells me that she's worried that everything will end up disappointing. She says that she's sorry for all the harm she caused even before the events of the game, so that means Golem have known Mel before. I go into the portal and... we find ourselves in a very strange house full of ice. The house contained corrupted basic enemies, I would say. But hear me out. I have a theory. The Morse code when you enter the house says, "You died October 22, 1998. So that means that Golem is probably dead while events of the game are going on. We know that the tower is a way to reach Nirvana, the last journey. So can it mean that we are in an afterlife and currently trying to escape the samsara and reach Nirvana at the very top of the tower? I don't know, think about it. Maybe I'm onto something, maybe I'm just insane." Then I got myself out by walking into yet another portal, and the exit gates appeared right in front of me. Mel warned me that this floor was a test once again. That means we're in floor 20. 10 left to go. This boss, Chernobog, tried to convince me that it's impossible to escape samsara in this tower. Well, I did not listen and just killed him. We arrive at our happy and quiet town once again. I met a guy who told me the same thing. You can't escape samsara through the tower. I also asked him about where all the crows come from, and he told me that some guy breeds them somewhere around or in the tower. Then me and Mel decided to check the town hall. It was a creepy place with a creepy feeling. In the drawer we have found someone's diary. It seemed that this diary belonged to the guy who was breeding crows. A woman named Mara once visited the village. The owner of the diary couldn't persuade Mara to stay in the village and to not go into the tower, so she started her ascension. The owner followed Mara. He reached the very top, but there he found out that the Mara has constructed something like a prison at the very top of the tower, to trap those who try to escape the samsara. They can't be reborn nor reach nirvana in this position. He said that going into the tower is a huge mistake right now. When we leave the town hall, Mel says that her reason for investigation is the fact that less and less souls are being reborn or are reaching nirvana. The tower is an afterlife for sure. We come back into the tower. Now we have a somewhat clear understanding of what is happening. We need to free souls from the prison at floor 30 and stop Mara, I guess. The last push, I'd say. There's 9 floors left until we reach the very top of the tower. This floor reminded me of an apartment complex or something like that. I met Miggy D, who called me Scrimith. People on higher floors are insane for sure. Then I toasted the tree, well, as always, watched the video on TV, and made my way through the gates. The intersections between floors now show a story of some sorts. Disjointed memories or something like that, I guess. At the very start of the next floor, I met this guy who was chasing me on one of the floors earlier. Oh my lord, what the fuck? He was talking in Japanese. I tried to translate it, but there was only nonsense and the word chill at the very end. Pork facts? Bro, what? This shit is not normal. I met this enemy named Dibsy, and he was literally unkillable. He just revived every time I killed him. Then those two guys granted me a triple attack ability, and I thought that this could kill Dibsy. So I went and tried it, and it fucking worked. Mel asked me about how do I feel, because Mel wasn't feeling her best. I guess the tower started to get on her condition, really. We went onto the next floor. The next floor is, like, really short. Just like Golem, thanks for reminding me, Mel, you're such a bitch. I had a lot of fights with those blue guys named Ears. Right before an exit, Mel stopped me and said that maybe even Muse are affected by the tower's affliction, and that she wants to see everything till the very end so she won't leave. We exited the floor. The next floor looked really trippy. But I quickly went through the portal and got into a beehive or something like that. The Melpomene looked quite off the mood here. The queen bee asked me to collect pollen from all the flowers, but I accidentally killed one of the flowers and couldn't get my reward. Real sad stuff, I am sorry, little flower. I left the beehive, bought some new weapons for myself.
So projecting your own fears, insecurities, and internal desire to dominate and control. It is us for the threat, our wars, our bombs, and our tribalism. We destroy more than we build. At last, it is us who hold ourselves back.
On the next floor, there was a really meditative portal. Then I spoke with Mel about getting closer to the top. Now this feels like a finale, for real. Melpomene said about her worries, about loneliness. All of us have the power to give or take away this loneliness. Then I fought two Cians, something like Ryan from the first part, but Cian and twice as much. There's also basic Ryan, yeah. I beat all the shit out of those guys. Watched my well-deserved video on TV and left the floor. The next floor was peaceful. There were those guys talking about the concepts of what awaits us all after death. About the concept of quantum immortality, where each time you should have died, the universe creates an alternate one, where your consciousness continues to live. Then I told this guy that you should live your life bright and die young. Burn out, basically. A last portal with an advice appeared, but there was no advice. They asked me to leave a review on their service. I said that these advices were really helpful. They even gave me 10 potions, and I continued my ascension. Oh, and also a TV. The next floor was something like a labyrinth, I suppose. I finished it pretty quickly and continued. The next floor was just a bunch of kinda difficult fights. I finished them all, bought some stuff from the shopkeeper and continued. On the penultimate floor, there was one enemy who did mental mockery on everyone. Also, Melpomene has run out of powers, so she decided to stay on floor 29 until I finished the job. I went to the final floor. Here she is, right inside this portal. Mara was waiting for me, so I stepped into the portal.
The Bodhi tree lies before you, surrounded by a small prison. Thee with the uncontrollable personality, thinking, memory, and perception. Do you not realize you can never reach Nirvana? Why did you come? To bother me. You are no different from any other shepherd. I offer you a chance. You will leave me. I will cure you. Just as devas have always done when crafting a new shepherd. You, my friend, were given an unfair chance by the natural law of dependent origination, and nothing you do here will matter, as your illness causes you to live outside of karma. Despite being cured, you can never reach Nirvana. It would be futile to even try. Live here, outside of samsara. With the power of a deva, all your desires will be at your fingertips. I will lift you up into a perfect body.
A fight with Mara starts. As we can see, Mara has become an angelic being of some sorts, with a huge desire and a plan to create her own world, outside of karmic cycle. I decided to not obey her and return everything to the natural order, so we have to defeat Mara. Have you ever thought about how you'll pay for your sins in the afterlife? If there is something that can resemble the afterlife, of course. Maybe you'll boil in the pot for forever long. Maybe you'll be fighting with others like you. Or maybe you'll wander the eternal halls of Naraka until you cleanse all your karma, We're all going to hell. Let's accept it. And from all the hells in this world, I would have chosen the most confusing one. Surreal realm of Naraka. Today we'll dive into this world through the already familiar for us game, Disillusion.
Pixelated kisses got me going insane. Replicate this moment from a million miles away. Waiting for the signal, baby, never make a sound. If you never hear from me, all the satellites are down. Yeah, they're all fucking down. Falling through the atmosphere right now. Baby, are you really down? Baby, are you really down?
Disillusion ST is a prequel to Disillusion. ST came out on Steam October 27th in 2024 and hasn't gotten much attention since then. It's an abstract and surreal dungeon crawler / visual novel with an insanely beautiful world and characters, in my opinion. Beautiful both visually and in writing. Our only goal as of now is to build a tower that will help creatures of Naraka to achieve Nirvana, with the help of our dearest friend, Muse of Tragedy, Melpomene. People of Naraka seem to hate her because of Muse nature, but we are not affected by all this high-power hate. To build the tower we must collect 18 different emotion-bounded items from the creatures of Naraka. So that's the main goal, collect them all. Naraka is a very confusing place for us to navigate. We get teleported every now or then, so I think it'll be crucial for me to explain the logic of the game so you can understand the line of our walkthrough. The game consists of two different types of locations in my understanding. First, useless locations. Second one are useful and important locations. Those useless locations are randomly generated and can lead you to the important locations through the different variety of doors and teleports. Both of them have different characters in them, both filler and crucial. Filler characters don't do much, but important ones have a lot of stuff to say. Stuff that makes you rethink some of your life beliefs. I'll leave mostly important characters and locations for us to enjoy in this video. Also, the game is long, so I'll probably split it into different episodes and different videos. Make sure to watch all of them, you know. Now, we are ready to dive deep into the halls of Naraka.
It seems you and I have an important job once again. We are the same, you and I. We can talk more after you meet my companion. She'll bring you to me.
We awake from the waters in some dark hall of Naraka, where this chess knight-looking thing explains to us that we are here to erect a tower, as I said earlier. We go through the door and here's the innovation of Disillusion ST, point and click part of the game. It suits the Disillusion aesthetics really well, I'd say. This guy here explains to us some controls and says that Naraka is made out of memories of all the creatures inside, so we'll run into many different memories on our way. I click on the huge gates and teleport to something like a transit between our previous realm and the Naraka. We stumble across the OG Disillusion gates. They seem to be locked. So I explored that place a bit and found a door, which leads us to Mel. There will be a lot of different character dialogues, and I do not have any friends to voice this shit, so read it yourself. I don't know, it's the intended way, I guess. I do. After that dialogue with Mel, we find ourselves in a Melpomine's garden location. Something like a hub for us. There we can travel through some locations we already visited and save our progress at the statue. Then I go into the only open door to us. A door that leads to a random useless location. I'll show you this location this one time for you to understand the visuals. They all look somewhat similar. Here we found this little guy who teaches us how to play the card game of Disillusion ST. Each player has a deck of 5 cards, each with numbers on all 4 sides. Players take turns placing one card on the board. A card can capture adjacent cards by having a higher number on the shared side. Players gain points for captured cards, and who gets the most points wins. Also, the winner is able to take any loser's card to themselves. Sounds easy, right? Well, I never won a single card match in my life as of now, and lost all of my cards in 3 fucking games. Cards can be randomly found on levels though. After traversing my body through different places for a bit, I stumble across another type of hub. I'll call it the Holy Room, or I don't know. There are a lot of doors that lead to different places and NPCs. Here we meet our first important NPC, Celery. Celery believes that movement slows down the loss of memories in Naraka, and also aging, so she's always in a hurry and serves as a fast travel option. She says that running does get exhausting though. You can make your own statements about her philosophy, but I think she's wrong. If you're always running in life, you cannot behold its scenery, Then Celery teleports me and I meet this strange looking cog guy whose name is Taboo, and he's absolutely insane. He lost all of his brain cells and now he's able to only process and say only some hardcore existential questions and thoughts. I mean, just take a look. He teleports us to another place. You get teleported almost after any dialogue in the game, so that'll happen often. And we speak with this jester that got kicked out of the king's castle and is now doomed to wander to Naraka. We get teleported again and find maybe the most sane person in Naraka, Havras. This guy has been living in Naraka for a very long time, and he said that he'll try to help us with getting the needed items by teleporting us into the useful places. He's a good guy. Also, he has somewhat creepy true form or whatever, in which he's not able to talk or maybe just ignores us. It was inevitable. Confusing encounter. That teleports us to another being that seems to know everything about Gollum.
There is still so much work to do, Gollum. We can't build a tower without your aid. Do you remember my voice? We spoke as you emerged from the water. I see you've met my aide, Melpomene. I do hope you two are getting along. You and I are rather similar, Gollum. Our fates are closely intertwined with that muse. There will come a time when you must make a difficult decision to free you and I from the cycle of samsara. But there's much to do before that moment arrives. My Purusha defiled like yours.
Purusha is a complex concept in Hindu philosophy that refers to the cosmic being of self representing pure consciousness and the universal principle that is eternal and all-pervasive. This creature is chained and being burned alive for unknown reasons. It doesn't remember anything and acts very polite and happy. It asks us for a mirror so it can look at itself and understand why is everyone afraid of it. Mel says that this guy is a freak cause he's probably chained and kept here for a reason. We shouldn't bring a mirror to this being. And I agree with Mel on this, I guess. I don't really know, he seems like a nice guy maybe. This man is named Osamu, and his world got ruined by Melpomene, so he hates her. He will tell us some stuff about Melpomene and her nature. He himself is a good guy though, I like him. Then I met Celery a second time and got myself into the hub. From the hub I teleported to this funky mushroom. And here's the freaky sugar cube which Melpomene mentioned in the base Disillusion. It got licked by multiple creatures or something like that, I mean whatever, she's as freaky as fuck. This clown girl asked me to partake in the promotional experience, and, well... penis, huh? We meet Havras again, and now he teleports us to his realm, where we can find a lot of useful doors for us to go through. Here we can meet Havras in another form, like I said. He tells us about the structure of Naraka, the progressive coldness and the Great Lotus, the coldest realm of Naraka. We go through one of the doors and find a sleeping Mel, then get transported back to the hub. I explored the hub for a bit. Lotuses and grey walls, such a precious sight, I'd say. Did you know that lotus symbolizes reincarnation and purity? Also, there's a holy symbol in Asian cultures, Padma. Padma also resembles a lotus. It's one of the oldest holy symbols in Asia. Then the same guy who taught us how to play cards offered me a meeting with the master of cards. She wanted to play with me, but I didn't have any cards. I got myself back into the holy room, where I found a door that led me to the train station. I took a train and Melpomene was there, sitting alone. It occurs around sunset. I have. The sun feels warm on your skin. We have arrived into the city, the place where many creatures of Naraka decide to spend their eternal long lives in cold hell. Industrialization is hitting the city of Naraka like London in the 1830s. You look pale. Do you know this place? I unlocked the door and met this important demon, who seemed to be somewhat familiar with Melpomene and her nature. He asks if I have ever discussed the nature of tragedy with Mel. I answered no and said that perhaps someday I'll be able to have a chat about this with her. He gave us a clue where we can find needed item, menthol cigarettes. Some shady businessman cherished them his whole life, so if we run into someone like that, the six should be somewhere near. After the dialogue with this demon, I got teleported. I met this hand with a napkin again. Now it showed as a floating creature with a background of crimson fabrics. It said that it someday was a part of me, and loved every echo that ran through its body. We'll try to take this into account later, yeah, of course. After passing through some doors, I met this strange looking being that gifted me my own personal little cherub, and I fucking loved it. I'll try my best to keep the cherub till the very end of our playthrough, because it's very cute. I mean, just look at how this little thing eats fucking glass orbs. Also, this was the moment where I understood that I, in fact, have a fucking inventory with a variety of useful tools which can be used to travel across Naraka. Now we'll progress faster for sure. Also, I said fuck like 3 times, and well, whatever, bro. Forget about it, man. You don't want it. You know, right? Like, bro, what? I went through this playful door and met this silly guy who asked me if I have ever seen some insanely rare egg. I said no and got fucking teleported. Then I had a very meaningful conversation with this nerdy guy. We talked about how one stops existing only when everyone else forgets about him. We came to a conclusion that memories are very connected with selfness, and that's, well, obvious. Then I got myself into the location of floating red bamboo tied together and met a paper girl named Ori, who asked me to visit her and her friend Chia, who bullies Ori for always being sad and gloomy. I agreed. Hello? Ori brought me here. Green, though my favorite color is red. She seems nice. After talking with the girls, I find myself in the hub once again. Then I go through the blue door and see a strange scenery in front of me. This guy answered some of my questions and helped me to understand Naraka and Mel. Naraka is a great unorganized labyrinth that ties memories from the past and future of everyone inside of it together. We are here to organize it all, in the form of a tower, I guess. Mel is just our helper and has the same goal. She sent Melpomene to us so she can help. She is this guy with glowing eyes. And this guy is just, she's a lie. After wandering for a bit and processing all of the information, I go into the holy door and get transported to the church. What a surprise, who could have thought, yeah? There was a mean nun that said that there's no god. Also, she said that I need to be kind to Melpomene and that she's a nice girl. I went through the rusted door and, then another rusted door. Of course. I just enjoy listening. Those rusted doors are really strange. I met Osamu again. This time he said that Melpomene likes to look in the mirrors. That's interesting. I met this temple maid who seems to know very much about the world and Golem. She said that she's troubled by the city and the erasing of the past, and she asks us to stop the city from growing. I'll try to do something about it, but I cannot guarantee y'all anything. I walked through some locations and ended up in a raining alleyway with a strange girl that granted us our first item. Umbrella! She said that in this place it's always raining, cause it was remembered that way. She says that if I know a way to alter a memory, she'd be happy to see the sun. The memory belongs to this girl. That's how we obtain our first item, I guess. Then Havras teleports me back to his realm, where I go through the door and find Melpomene in a very specific place. What are you doing in there? Why are you inside it? What are we even looking for? A rusted door again. This door seems to bring us to some kind of cult of metal guys who are praying to the rusted maiden. I speak with the maiden herself and she says that she can bring me to their power source, but I need the key to open her. Those rusted guys are rather insane. Also, I have encountered this strange ball that asked me to help to find its spacecraft. Well, why not? After some wandering through the bamboo location, I found Celery in a strange state. It seems that Celery started to lose some of her memory slowly. That's painful to see, really. I met Tabu again. He spoke his base nonsense about different ways and truths. Then I met with a strange businessman, Red. He said that he's a real squealer in the business world, that he gnawed his way to the top with some hustling and grindonomics by his side, huh? This Uncle Money Mouse tried to sell me a goof suit, but I didn't have any money. He also said that the buyer for the suit already exists. The odd cat, sardine salesman, that always grinds with a pack of mental six nearby. That's a hint for us, though. In the forest I met those two guys. One was playing music and the other one asked me for some money. I said that I have no money, but ended up giving him my hand instead of money. Now this guy owes me some. We'll try to make good use of this deal. After all, I learned some grindonomics from my Uncle Money Mouse. After talking with a coffin woman, a sequence of strange shit starts. My eyes beheld something I don't even know, like, what the fuck is this? Then, with the help of Horus, I encountered another strange scene. I mean, thanks for the luck. Then another one? A portable door might be useful, I guess. After all this insanity, I wandered those overlightened halls and met this meme-looking girl named Asma. She talks about the meaning of passion, suffering for what you love, and how it's a must-have thing for all artists, including herself. Then a hand with a napkin again. Now it showed me a scene on a train. Then I met a girl very similar to Celery named Ayumu. She was just the same, but green. Her philosophy is the opposite to Celery's. She's refusing to run and wants to enjoy the moment, but hates waiting for anything. She likes getting stuff done so she can feel carefree. I can see myself a bit in Ayumu. Then another rusted door. After that shit I met Osamu again, and now we were talking about the nature of Melpomene, muse of tragedy. The idea was that suffering is an integral part of life and that suffering motivates everyone to seek enlightenment or growth. Long ago, muses were sitting in their orbs, writing the world, but then just got bored of it and started doing their own things. After that dialogue, we got teleported to the very OG level, reminding me of a good old tower that doesn't exist yet. Then I went from the train station to the city again. I'm sorry. We got ourselves fucking prisoned for no particular reason and, well, easily escaped through the sewage system where we met this froggy who was breaking out of prison too. He gave us some menthol sticks from the guy that was in prison with him. After escaping the prison, I met this wasted maid that asked for a six. I was kind enough and gave her the menthol stick, and she gave us a fucking stolen apartment keys. What the fuck? Then Tabu told me the myth about before and after. How before and after drifted apart from each other, and how before always tried to harm after. Then they came to an agreement and became lovers. Alright. I met this guy who was riding a train not so long ago. He seemed to perform something on a stage though. I got into the hub, a place where we can rest, save, and get transported somewhere else by many doors and paintings. Here I had some talks with Mel. I would like to dive into the tragic nature of Melpomene. The muse of tragedy is made to bring tragedy, sorrow and agony everywhere around here. People often lose their loved ones, any plans are being ruined, and in the end, it all comes down to some sort of tragedy. We had a talk about gardening with Mel, about the fact that any flower or plant that she's trying to grow is going to fade away eventually, no matter how much she cares for them. Same goes with basically everything in Mel's life. Even the tower we're trying to build, in the end will bring tragedy and sorrow to those who'll try to ascend it, as we've seen in the base Disillusion. Melpomene doesn't like to bring sadness everywhere she goes. She's a nice girl overall, but it's just her unlucky in some way, sort of existing. Just imagine yourself in her place once. Everything you do, everything that people around you do, your loved ones, your friends, even enemies, all this will eventually be destroyed and ruined by you just being around. I agree with the fact that tragedy is a very meaningful thing in our existence. It shows the importance of happiness and success, the horrible things that happen to those who stop to struggle and just give themselves to sadness, but when all your life is a tragedy, what's the point of even trying, you know? But Mel is still trying. Even after witnessing all the bad stuff she brought with just her mere existence, she's still trying to help those around her, by bringing them a path to salvation and maybe, just maybe, get herself further away from everyone. We had another talk about Mel's insecurity and dependence on others' opinions. She asks if it'll look normal if she'll bring an umbrella with her. She's scared that she'll look weird with an umbrella and everyone will be watching her, but the truth is, she's sensitive to the sun and just wants to protect herself. She has a dream of walking in the park when it's very sunny outside with an umbrella. I said that I'll try to help her complete this little dream. It just shows how people's sadness and anger provoke the ones in tragedy even more, forcing you to be more mindful and locked inside yourself. Also, my third dialogue with Mel revealed that she's yearning to write a story of her own. Not a tragic one, but something she, as a person, wants, not as a muse. Her feet already hurt from walking around the Naraka, helping us, but she still wishes to continue our travels. You know, after all that ramble and all this time we've been wandering around with Mel, she became a real friend to me. It starts to feel kind of empty when you think about her in this way of honest truth. Also, Melpomene often has nightmares, but we'll talk about it later. After talking with Mel for several times, I make my way through some location and meet this being of some angelic sort. It acts strange and seems to know more about this world than I do. This being seems to know about Mara and wanted someone less detestable as a builder of the tower. This guy seems chill, in some way. Also, I remembered my little cherub, which I'll be feeding consecutively this whole video. She's grown so much. Meanwhile, Ayumu got stuck on the elevator. I don't know if this info helps you somehow with your further life, career, family maybe. You'll be able to make some profit out of it. I don't know, get rich quick and etc. Yeah, Ayumu on elevator. Like, I met this strange guy about 3 times. This man seems like he has something like dementia. He starts to slowly forget everything around him and lose his memories. The girl that is looking after him says that she's starting to get really annoyed from this burden of caring for him. The guy himself is aware of his disease and doesn't seem to fear the fact that he can forget everything. He asks me several times to talk with him, even if it's just a fleeting moment, cause those fleeting moments are everything that is left for him. After talking with him for the 3rd time, the girl offered us a cup of coffee, and it seemed to be a memory-bound item. Perhaps coffee was really important to the guy sometime long ago. Maybe he just liked coffee, well, who knows now. Also, my name is in the book. Golems are popular after all. Remember that one guy, a performer of some sorts? The one that was riding a train? Well, he decided to quit performing for Naraka. He hasn't said anything about the reasons behind all that, but, well, it's his choice after all. Let's wish him all the best and, well, yeah. Have you ever seen this strange pattern when any performer or influencer or, well, YouTuber got an audience that they never wished for? The audience that asks for only one and one, while the man himself wants to do something else. Maybe that's the reason. Naraka's inhabitants are very specific if you ask me. This cat fella who likes to drink got in some kind of an epic anime fight with a copper Minecraft, whatever this is. He got his ass absolutely humbled though. Shot from the moon and the ball flew right into the fucking Andromeda. I met him the 2nd time and now he granted me a stolen sitar. Another memory-bound item for our collection. Talking and helping this kitty paid off. I met Ori and Chiyo again. Their conflict is that Ori thinks that Chiyo is a bully cause she often tells Ori to do or behave somehow she doesn't usually behave. Always gets on her nerves cause Ori is all sleepy while Chiyo thinks that she's just caring for her. Those kinds of friendships are always hard to resolve or somehow fix cause everyone is and isn't right at the same time in my opinion. I tell Ori to not worry, Chiyo is just caring for her and that's all. Later we'll meet them more. I spoke with an Uncle Money Mouse once again about all kinds of stuff. Like how he got rich, how can I be like him, and said that a rich man like him would never be in this alley. He parried with the fact that life's currents can bring you to any place and state, so that is how it is. Well, can't even argue with that, can I? You should remember rusted doors. They were absolutely strange last time. Those with rusted humans and the rusted maiden which needed a key to be opened and to bring me somewhere. Well, I found the key. It was in a room with this strange horned woman that seemed deaf or blind or everything at once. Once I got back to the rusted maiden, she got me inside and I witnessed yet another strange scenery. The rusted people are running on the power of a fallen angel. If we're being more specific, on its dead body's energy. The civilization of those rusted humans wanted eternal life here, in Naraka. So they have changed all their bodies to metal ones and drained all the power from an angel. They understood that they cannot leave Naraka now. There's basically no way. The only thing they seek for now is forgiveness. Forgiveness from those on which power they've been thriving this whole time. A forgiveness from angels. They asked me to try and ask for it in exchange for an angel's body part as an item for the tower. I'll try my best. This story of rusted people shows us the absurdity of an eternal life and, in addition, the absurdity of sacrificing something so precious just for the sake of being rusted metal forever. If you are wishing to live forever, you're fated to lose your mind someday, and all you'll be able to do is ask for forgiveness. Forgiveness for your horrible choices. The power of an angel comes to a close now. When it ends, they will all just power down, and their mind will slip into eternal nothingness. So the only thing they're seeking as their last wish forgiveness from those whose power they have been using all this time. I met Esme once, a passionate performer. She said that I moved through life like an emotionless spectator. The only thing I can say in my defense, I just like to listen to others talking. It brings me to some thoughts and questions that I can answer in my head. I've also met a really loyal, unknown named guy that seems to be aware of my goal and is willing to help me. He doesn't tell anything important in particular, just some nonsense and being weird as fuck. Also, he says to not tell Mel about him. Maybe he just fears that we'll bring some bad luck to him, who knows. Anyways, let's move on to something more important. Such as Himiko, a kind and caring girl. She's loved all over the Naraka. She helps the lost souls, those who are in the process of losing themselves, to make it back into consciousness, back into the cycle of samsara, and helps them to achieve some higher meaning. She even has a home here, in Naraka, somewhat similar to traditional Japanese gardens and houses. I love it. She appears more often if Golem player has a good karma. Yeah, there's like a karmic or luck system in the game that rises and lowers depending on your dialogue and experience here. So we have seen her already. She asked us to help her with stopping the expansion of the city, right? She's familiar with Melpomene and asks us to bring her along someday for a cup of tea. She says that she's quite uneventful and not that interesting, but I disagree. Because I have witnessed myself how she sings and dances. She seems to be really shy about this though, so let's keep it a secret, alright? Remember I said about Mel's nightmares? Well, she dreams about war, people weeping with heavy hearts, basically about tragedy and despair. She says that the weight of their sorrowful hearts crushes her inside and out. She's powerless to the cycle of endless suffering. She dreams about the world of darkness, a world with no hope, full with sadness and emptiness. She seems to experience some guilt for all this, even though it's just dreams. Melpomene also has a feeling that all her doings are not powered by her own decision, almost like something else manipulates her to do this. But she understands that she shouldn't feel any guilt for those dreams and tragedy in Naraka. But still she can't shake the feeling of guilt off of herself despite the realization. That shows us how hard it is to be something like Mel, a creature that brings tears everywhere it goes. We end up in the hub again, and after I left the hub I witnessed a strange location that had doors in it. I've never seen doors in Disillusion until now, you know. Well, that was quite the surprise. Then this white man said that he has to bring me somewhere. I agreed and met this spherical creature. He wanted to give us a mirror. a needed memory-bound item for us, but for the price of a left hand. Mine or Melpamine's. We discussed it with Mel for a bit and even considered taking it from him with power. He heard us and said that if we're being this cruel, he'll give us the mirror for free, and that he's going to just possess my body when I'm finished with my mission. This guy is a mirror himself, so he just goes with us. Mirror acquired, I guess. You guys love themselves, don't you? Well, here's the one for you. The girl's name is Gomi. She's obsessed with envy over good-looking girls with big tits. And remember the drunk maiden that gave us an apartment key? Gomi was just looking for a key for her apartment and I just happened to have it right in my pocket. Her apartment is all dirty and messy. She wills to give us something in return for helping her with finding the keys. Her old PC, which used to run many games on it. I can see this being a memory-bound item. I have had my PC since I was 5 years or something like that, and many of my memories are made with the help of my PC. All she does is drink beer and play games. What a life, huh? I met with Himika later again, this time in the city. She was looking confused, scared and lost, and said that she hoped to find us somewhere here so we can help her with investigating how to stop the growth of the city. Remember that her main goal is to stop the city from growing even further, consuming all of Naraka's memories. She says that the city is dangerous for those who like to trade, often trading something important in their life on something far less valuable. I love to trade and discuss the prices myself, but not this time, I guess. She says that I have to talk with the creature right outside the door. It may know something about the city. Also, there's a creepy looking guy near us that makes me uncomfortable. The creature tells us about the story of the city and its forming. It originated from a small memory long ago, even before Naraka. The city was constructed by demons, which led humans to making deals with the demons. Demons granted extended lifespans, power, even wealth, in exchange for humans' important fragments of memories. This way the city was built and demons obtained high power through it. It says that trying to erase the city is meaningless, cause something new will appear instead of it with the same kind of nature. Why even bother in erasing hell itself, Naraka? But still, if we want to know more about the city, we need to talk with Lilim, one of the city's founders. Maybe a demon of some sort. And also, as an alternative, we can try to reach the heart of the city, which has a fragment of Lilim, another being that broke away from Lilim and became a creature of its own, the mother of the city. Before we continue our investigation with Himiko, she wants us to relax and sit down for a bit. She asks me if I know about the phenomenon called a premonition of death. I got quite shocked for a bit, trying to remember something like that. I remember that I heard somewhere about it. A phenomenon when one can sense the upcoming of their own demise. Often happens with ill or old people. Sometimes with everyone. Basically, a premonition of death is a strong feeling or intuition that someone is about to die, which can manifest through dreams, unusual thoughts, or a sense of foreboding. While some people report these experiences, they do not always come true and may be linked to subconscious cues or psychological conditions. Himika tells us that her mother said once that the day when yellow asphodel, a flower, appears in her house is the day when Himika won't be needed anymore. Asphodels are the favorite flowers of Greek people and also often used as symbols for mourning, remembrance, passage between life and death. However, it is true only to the white asphodels. The meaning of the yellow ones is unknown to Himiko. Himiko shows us the yellow asphodel in her garden. The tower that we're building will be a replacement for her. The asphodel is Himika's premonition of death, in one way or another. Then I went back to this chained and burning creature from the previous part, that wanted to see itself in the mirror. So now that we have the needed mirror, we can show this guy his looks. He wasn't really appreciative of his own self. Well, Mel tried to convince me to not show the reflection of himself to this creature, but I wanted to know the truth. And it didn't enjoy the painful truth that much, just as it happens in life, really. Randomly I stumbled upon that other being that detached from Lilim, a mother of the city. She was quite, how do I put it? pragmatic and careless about our goal. She asked me why do I even bother with this, for Himika, for myself, maybe just for fun? I said that I just want to help my friend achieve her goals and then asked her why she even split in the first place. She said that she gets sick of all the negativeness and darkness of her other side, and that she wants to grow into something more interesting than she was. Also, she says that to stop the city, all we need to do is just off the other Lilin. Easy to say, huh? She also says that if I'm really Himika's friend, then I need to stop doing literally everything I'm doing. Stop building the tower, stop trying to end the city, stop visiting the rusted ones. In the end, Golem and Mel will bring terrible fate to everyone involved. Here, I had an interesting thought. What if not completing the game, reaching our main goal, building the tower, is kind of an ending too? Like, think of it. We are expected to fail. Naraka is illogical, unreasonable, and strange as fuck with a lot of cursed creatures. Maybe just quitting and ending it all is an ending too, huh? What do you think about this? For me, I do not wish to give up yet. Right after that, I had a chat with Melpomene about the same thing, our main goal. It feels just morally unjust. Some of our actions may make certain individuals unhappy forever, but Mel promises, swears on her life even, that everything we're doing is going to benefit every living being. Mel says that she would never manipulate me. She says that me and she, a cat with glowing eyes, the very owner of the tower idea, are very alike, and she thinks that we're on the right path. Many hard talks today, right? Here's a cute scene with Mel for you though. Also, Melpomene tries to practice smiling. Then I met an angel that I need to ask for forgiveness of the rusted ones. Angel is straightforward and ironclad about its decisions. They are not forgiving no one. Angel says that its rage is so strong that it would kill me instantly if I didn't have a mission to build a tower. It says that it would have been very glad to impose something tragic upon me, but my dear muse already has a fate far more tragic for me. It wishes for the most severe retribution upon all of us. It also tells about the horned woman, from which we got the key to the Rust Maiden. Her name is Yuria. Machines cannot think or feel, so the one who does all that for them is only this woman, Yuria. That's why she seems to be deaf and blind. She's just overwhelmed with all the feelings she's getting every moment, and her mind is unable to form any thought of its own. Our answer is no. Rusted ones won't be forgiven. Ever. I returned to the Rusted Maiden to report about all the events, but it just thanks me. Maiden and no one of the Rusted wishes to know the answer about their forgiveness. They just ask me to grab the angel's intestines and leave. That's the example of the relief of not knowing the harmful truth for you, living in some kind of illusion even. They wish to escape the possible harmful answer just to drift away forever with no answer in mind. They're just happy to ask, not to hear the answer. Well, remember Esme, an artist that told us about passion in a previous episode. She's got a follower now, Mary. She wants to be an artist too, a performer on a stage. She copied everything from Esme, her makeup, attitude, etc. Obviously she got some of her own touches to it. Then I met her again, on stage this time. She was performing. We met Esme. She says that Mary is never going to be a good performer unless she stops copying everyone around and fixes her confidence. Only those who cast their own shadow deserve the spotlight. Then I met Mary one final time. She's crying cause she hasn't gotten noticed and her performance was shit. I tried to calm her, but she was too sad. She said that at least one girl liked her performance. A girl named Ayumu, dressed in green, gave her an artichoke. But what is she going to even do with an artichoke? She offered me an artichoke and I left her alone. We got our new item, bound with memories of once broken dreams. Artichoke is such a strange plant, like, if you think about it. What the fuck? Like, a peach? Why does this shit exist, like? I spoke with this sun NPC for a lot of times as of now, and this time, it decided that it's time to stop shining for Naraka. The sun is willing to go with us. This is how we obtain, well, the sun. Also, I visited this corporation. We were filming in one of their ads before, and helped this guy to get a little weekend to see his family. I got a toy car for this. I randomly met Ori. She seemed somewhat scared and gave me a paper doll. She said that it's for me in remembrance of herself. Meanwhile, Chiyo was looking everywhere around for Ori. And when Chiyo found Ori, she started to get a lot more possessive and aggressive towards Ori. She started to call her a stupid pouting bitch and said that her presence is a privilege. It appears Ori was right this whole time. Chiyo is just an obsessive toxic friend who wishes to change you for her own good. In the end, she kills Ori by burning her and swaps Ori for Gami. They seem to get along well, at least for now. You guys should be aware of people like Chiyo. They may seem good and caring, but in reality they're just toxic manipulators who care only about themselves and their pride. Also, before all that, I saw Gami fighting this man we have seen already. This one who was really loyal and friendly to us. I thought that it's not quite my deal and just left them like this. They'll figure it out surely. The stuffed monkey started to appear often lately. It always asks me to rethink my life choices. Do the people of Naraka even want us to build the tower? Does all of this have some meaning? He asked if I ever thought about stabbing the muse and freeing myself from all of this. He says that Naraka is a beautiful place where many memories intertwine together in an unimaginable form, so why should we ruin it? I think Monkey offers us a choice. To free ourselves from the melpomines and cheese manipulations, if this could be counted as manipulations. Monkey says that it's a manipulation, well. Or continue progressing towards our goal. I believe that what we're doing is right. I believe that Mel and Chi are wishing all the best for the creatures of Naraka and me, so I'll continue to do what I have been doing all this time. I do believe in the ideas of Chi, and I'm willing to help Melpomin with all this. We're back in our favorite place, Melpomin's Grey Halls, also known and previously mentioned as the Hub. I make my way through the painting into the Holy Room, where I go into yet another door and meet this guy who's watching the Naraka all the way above from his observing point. Last time he showed us the structure of Naraka that looked like atoms. We were talking about the order inside chaos. He says that if you look from far enough on all the chaos that's going on in Naraka or in life, then you'll be able to find interconnections between all of it. After all, Divine order lies inside any chaos. At least this guy thinks so. He also tells me about Lila. Lila is the concept that asserts that creation, instead of being an objective for achieving any purpose, is rather an outcome of the playful nature of the divine. He says that every move is sacred and has a divine purpose behind it. I met him many times later, and we were watching Naraka's creatures doing their stuff. He left me a sundial once, a new memory-bound item for us. Then I randomly wandered back to the location where we obtained the umbrella. This town was always under the rain. The girl that gave us the umbrella asked us to make it sunny somehow, and I just happened to have the sun, another item, right with me. The rain stopped, but the girl evaporated. It seemed like she couldn't bear the sun. Well, dang, now I feel kinda guilty for, well, practically killing her, I don't know. Later, I collected a full new deck of cards to play them. I mentioned this game briefly some time ago. It's a popular game here, in Naraka. I lost all of my cards in the game a long time ago, but now I have a new deck and I'm willing to test it. This was my first and last winning cards in Disillusion ST. I guess you can say that I'm really bad at this game, well, whatever. Then me and Mel went down to the very bottom of Naraka. Remember that Naraka is very cold? Well, the bottom of Naraka is the Great Lotus, the coldest place in Naraka. We are not freezing because we have the sun with us to warm us. Mel says that the air itself here is filled with regret, but the lotus is beautiful still. Then I talked with this dark umbrella girl who was ignoring me before. She says about the fact that I burned to death the rain girl that gave us an umbrella. It's like she's trying to make me feel guilty for mine and Mel's actions, to be honest. She asks if I'm willing to make the sun shine in the city or in Mel's lotus pond. Then she asks if I'm always just doing things I'm told to do by someone else. In the end, she adds that she would like to see the sun. I don't really like her. It's like she's trying to make me feel bad for something while I do not control all the stuff that happens around me. Later, I talk with the stuff monkey again. This guy is trying to convince us that building the tower is a bad scenario for the world. He says that we should delete the core of our problem, the muse of tragedy. We should just kill her, kill Mel. He shows us how unique and charming Naraka can be. There were two separate memories once. A woman's lungs filled with water and a man's torn innards. Separate experiences now brought together to form a new. This memory offers you a strange solace. Monkey tells that it's the true beauty of Naraka, the ability to create new wonders and connections from nothing and to intertwine all the pain and suffering everyone endured. The memory itself represents a strange organic mass of cold, sewer and torn flesh. A devil lives in this memory. Devils are something akin to muses, I guess. Maybe they're even the same, it's hard to tell. Monkey tempts us to use our own free will to make things that are truly right. Maybe Naraka is a very unique place, but the true end for any living being in this illusion world is Nirvana. And building the tower and climbing all the way up to the Bodhi tree is another way to reach the true end. I really believe in our goal. Also, I met this glitchy hacker girl later. She's really hard to understand sometimes because of her manner of speech. I met her some more later and she seems to not be somewhat important to our task. Then I asked Celery, the always running girl that can take us to some locations, to take me to the Golden Church, the only location I haven't visited yet. There was a creature that wanted to talk with me and Mel about some kind of an offer. He gave us a potion that healed some of my HP later as a gesture of goodwill. He says that he's aware of our task and that he has an item that is needed for the tower. He says that he's willing to exchange his item for the golden rose. So now we have to find the golden rose somewhere. Well, let's think about it sometime later, I don't know. A meeting with Froggy somehow flowed into the talk with Melpomene about friends and strides. She says that it's really hard for her to make someone trust her. I say that I've made many good friends on our way as of now. Later I stumbled into the small and amputated guy. He escorted me to the doctor, this scary looking being who wanted to know more about me, Golem. He said that he'll hand me the memory bound item of his if I can tell him more about myself. The problem is, I don't know anything or remember anything about myself. To find more info about, well, me, we need to talk with the horned lady of the rusted ones, Uria. I went on my way to find Uria hanging down on a loop from the tree. It seems that she saw something inside me that summoned a desire to end herself. The doctor was pretty devastated by the news, but said that there's still a way. He said that he could watch Melpomene's memories through an operation to find something about me. This looked very wrong and strange at first, so I spoke with Melpomene about it. She said that she's alright with it, if it helps us with obtaining the item. She lies on the operational table and gets herself fucking lobotomized or something like that. Got a hurt probably. There's no memories about Golem inside Melpomene's head. Her most old memory is a deal between Mel and some creature that deleted all of Melpomene's memories from the times when she was a working muse. Mel asked this creature to delete the memories herself though. The doctor was displeased by the results, but still gave us his hand drill. He said that operating such a beautiful woman was a pleasure itself, so we're even. Another item for our collection, not much left to go. Then I met this strange girl, and again, and 12 more times. We were mostly fishing together. There was nothing interesting, just random We'll get to this later, probably. This girl seems to support Monkey's position about killing Melpomene, and in the end, she gets hostile and says that I'm willing to do something evil to her and disappears. After that I met Jophiel. Jophiel is an angelic being or something like that. He's really kind and forgiving. He calls us by the name Ryan. That's probably Golem's human times name, I think. And tells us that he's willing to help me and Mel to cure our sicknesses. I am infected by some sort of disease that makes me unable to reach nirvana and find true peace, while Mel cannot forgive herself for all the bad stuff she has never done. Jophiel is a crucial character to one of the endings. He says that building the tower will only shift balance in the world and do nothing more. Someone has already set their eyes on the tower. He asks us to choose the path of love and forgiveness, to find true peace by forgiving ourselves and everyone around. Pretty Christian, I'd say. Later I met Jophiel again. Now he said that he is willing to meet Melpomene himself. He says that reaching nirvana is a journey that not many are ready to start, and that the invisible threads of love can heal all the unseen wounds. He says that long ago, me and Chi, the cat with big eyes who is the very owner of the tower idea, were cursed with something akin to rot. A rot that forbids us from escape in the cycle of samsara, but splits us apart from it. This rot practically decays our souls with each incarnation. Jophiel tells us that Chi will eventually ask us to kill Melpomene for the sake of everyone, but Jophiel wishes to find another way. I met him again later. He said that he's close to finding a cure to my disease. Then I got some aura by raising up Mel a bit. Then played some cards with Himiko, a shrine maiden that wishes to end the Naraka city. She took care of the lost souls before the idea of the tower, and fucking lost all of my cards to here again. I just fucking hate the cards, brother. This is insane. Also, Froggy found himself a friend, and he says that he really loves his new friend. It looks like everything is going well at Froggy's side. Then I met this lazy horned lady multiple times. She seems to be a worker at a ramen shop. She asks me to take her shift multiple times, and I agree, in the hope that she gives me something in return. While working, I met Ayumu. She says that she hoped I didn't cook her artichoke in some ramen, cause she would have been really sad. Also, she said that my ramen smells like death, like really bad. The next customer was Melpomene with an umbrella. Mel says that she's trying to socialize more, and that she has made a new friend for herself. The last customer is Gami, the femcel. She's been spying on me working at this ramen shop and said that Ayumu became her new best friend forever. She said that it's hard to make friends out there and she wishes to have some sexy friends with really hot bodies. After that, she says that she will be working on her body and gives us her gumballs to stop gaining weight. I don't think gumballs make you fat, but well, that's another item. Gomi has given us 2 items already. What a Nilla for real. You know, Nilla like the wee word like vanilla, like for white people, you know. I'm white myself, so hope y'all Neil's been doing good, like. There's a newcomer in Naraka, this lady. The last thing she remembers is that she was in an ambulance and then appeared here. She's really scared and confused. She doesn't want to believe that she died. She doesn't remember anything and will eventually meet the sick woman we've seen already. The one that coughs blood and seems to die every now or then. Later she starts to get more comfortable with Naraka and says that it's not very different from the Earth. Himiko and I go to the heart of the city to talk with Lilim, the one of the founders of the city. Himika's dead, and our goal of ending the city is dead with her. Later I talked with Melpomene about this, about the fact that my friend passed away. She says that as long as we both stood up for our ideals, we just need to let it go and carry on. Also, we fished something that's left off of Himika's corpse someday. That was pretty unsettling. Later I got a message from Himiko, from another Himiko. It seems that she got reincarnated on Earth. I speak with another Lilim later, a part of Lilim that detached from the original one. She says that it's the intended way things should have come out. We had no chance of achieving Himiko's dream to end the city. After all, even if we were to destroy the city, something new, alike to it, would have appeared in Naraka someday. After a while I reflect with Mel on everything we've been through together. all this starts to get really close to the finale. Later I met this insane man once again. He was really loyal to us the last time. His name, or well, nickname, is Guest. The Guest is going crazy in some way. He asks us if we have ever seen this woman with a godly voice that was singing in Naraka. The Guest wants to talk with her. Maybe he's talking about Himiko, I don't know, she was singing someday. Later we find him talking with the doctor on the phone. He was really aggressive and asked the doctor about some instrument he possessed a while ago. I guess they were talking about the hand drill the doctor gave us. Later I found the Guest dead in his room. And that was the end for the story of Guest. Celery gave us an 8-ball. She said that someone dropped it. Well, that's an easy item for us. 2 left to go. The next item was the Golden Rose. That creature in the golden charge needed too. This asphodel door was closed the whole time, but now it's open and it leads us to a beautiful garden of yellow asphodels and roses. We grab the golden rose and head to the church, where we obtain the odd figurine, and somehow keep our golden rose. That's the art of the deal, you know? Now all 18 items are collected, and we can finish our journey. But before that, I wanted to flirt with Melpomene a bit. I gave Mel some compliments, watched interactions in a bar, and also watched the story of her glass companion that got shattered in the end. After all that long journey, here I am, standing at the very gates that will lead me to the end. Such a long journey comes to a close. The Disillusion brought my channel the most viewed videos till this very day, and I am thankful to this game. It gave me a huge inspiration and showed unique concepts. This was a long journey for me as a person too. All the work that went into those videos was not for nothing. Now, we are ready to move on. Hope you enjoy this journey with me.